Hi everyone. In this video session, we will continue with the case study that we started working on in the previous video session. We had consolidated the three different sources of data which talked about the agents, sales agent's name, the month in which the different product units have been sold, and the type of units being sold. That is, one was water purifier basic, taken from the relevant sheet. The next one being reverse osmosis RO, and the last one being the latest one, which was taken from a different file. Now, we had done this 3D data consolidation, but the point remained that I want to make the report look like the sample output. So how do I proceed? Now, first things first, I need the product name besides every line. Now, it would be a Herculean task to write the product name, let's say for example water purifier basic, against every line item, because they may come from different sheets. So I'll have to look inside the cell and find out, okay, this is the sheet name, which then you might think of copy and then paste it separately. Now somehow I can extract the sheet name in these respective cells. I can have the product name. Now how do I do that? Let's find out. I'll choose the relevant cells which contains the number. I'll go to data, text to columns. Now if you notice closely, the pattern of the data, every reference to a sheet name or a file name starts with a single apostrophe. So if somehow I can segregate this data, the one containing in the pair of a single apostrophe, my purpose can be achieved. So I go to T limited, I go to next, and I say to Excel that in other, let me choose a single apostrophe which will help segregate the data. So as of now looks more or less okay, not the perfect report, but yeah, more or less okay, because the second column is what I'm interested in, to get the sheet name which signifies the name of the product. So I go to next. So I say the first column I don't need it, so let me not import that column. Please skip the import of that column. So it says skip column. In the output data, this particular column's data will not be represented. Third column as well, let me say do not import column, and I will ensure that the destination, the output, must be in the corresponding cells from where I had chosen the data. So I press finish. Alright, let me extend the column width. So as you can see, almost in all the cases, especially where the source of the data was in the same workbook, I'm getting the sheet name, which is what I wanted. But what is happening, especially for that source of data which was taken from a different file, the extra information about the path name, file name has also been provided. So how do I get rid of this portion of the data? If you notice closely, I have something in common. That is, I have C drive and then a slash, lot of stories being between this third bracket closing. So what I do is I use Control H. Now this is something based on the previous exercises. So I select the data, I press Control H, I say C colon backslash star followed by a closing third bracket. Now why to put a star? Because this will include all the characters between the starting of C drive and the close of the third bracket, and replace that with nothing, replace all. In a quick shot, I'm able to delete the unnecessary portion of the sheet name. Now what I have is the product name just beside the numbers. So let me put it appropriately. Let me cut the column J. Let me select column D and say insert cut cells. So this is point number 1. Now column C tells me from which file it has been taken. So as of now I don't need this. So let me simply delete the column C. Let me delete it. So as of now, what the data looks like, you have the sales agent's name, you have the product name, you have linked data which talks about the numbers of product being sold. Now, the next point I want is that the name Jacob should be just beneath these products being sold. So how do I do that? I'll take the help of Control G. So those of you who would have diligently followed the video sessions of level 1, level 2 and level 3 previously, they would remember this, that if I choose this data, I want to fill in a formula in the blank cells which says, please take the value from the left. So to catch hold of all the blank cells, let me choose Control G. So within the chosen data, if I press Control G and I go to Special, blanks, all the blank cells will be chosen. Now the crucial aspect is I simply press equal to and choose the first value before it, that is Jacob in this case. And I will not press enter, but I'll press Control and enter together. So as you can see, I have Jacob, Martha, Rama, Louis, Jack, Shirley, Sharon, etc. And I must paste special value so that they are no more dependent on the initial Jacob or Martha value. So I choose the data, only the names of the product and the agent name, copy, and I do a paste special values. So now if I delete all these agents' name, my output data is intact. Now these are all based on previous learnings. So in case you find that whatever is happening is sounding utopian, feel free to refer to the earlier videos. Now the last part, I would want to beautify this, so I'll make sure that all the totals are in bold in light gray color. So how do I do that? Let's see. Let me click on level 1. So as of now, let me choose the entire set of data. Now to catch hold of all these cells which are visible, I will press Ctrl G once again. Special. Please catch hold all the visible cells because I want to selectively color them in light gray and also to make them bold. And if you want to slide jazz in color, you just simply choose the month names and probably give it a different combination of colors. Your choice. Now what happens next, if I click on level 2, notice product name sold by this agent. These are the numbers linked to respective source data. And lastly, you may simply want to choose the entire set of data and put borders around it. So that becomes your final output. If you magnify the entire output and see, this gives you a very good scenario of how the team is placed in terms of sales numbers. So yeah, it requires the use of a lot of techniques which we have discussed in various different videos. So there you go. This is 3D data consolidation for you. See you in the next video with more such tips and tricks.